Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jacqueline Walter, owner and founder of www.successwithjacqueline.net, and welcome to this week's episode of the Monday Motivational Vlog. Now, in this video, I want to share with you 3 key tips on how to get through the issue of wanting to quit. And my advice to you today is don't quit, whatever it may be. Now, the first thing I want to point out to you, though, before we get into those 3 keys, is this picture here on this screen. It says, don't quit. Now, do you see the hidden message inside of that? That is the key to not quitting. It's just to do it. Whatever it is that you may be experiencing, whether it's a setback in your business or a life issue or a trial that you may be experiencing, maybe you're having a hard time with something that you're going through and something has come your way, and all you want to do is just give up, throw in the towel, and not do anything about it. Well, I'm here to tell you that the answer to wanting to quit is to just do it. Nike says that all the time, just do it. And so that's something that you have to understand before we even get into these 3 things. And that will help you see what it is that you need to do and what it is that you need to think about before you actually apply these 3 things to your life. And so that's the first thing I want to tell you is don't quit, just do it. All right. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about are 3 things that will help you whenever you feel like you want to quit. And the first thing is remember that you can choose joy. In Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles, he talks about a formula that actually outlines any outcome of an event in life. And so that formula is E plus R equals O, which stands for event plus response equals outcome. It doesn't say event equals outcome or response equals outcome. It says event plus response equals outcome. You can't have an event without a response in order to have the outcome. And you can't have a response without an event because there will be nothing to respond to. So always remember that events and responses go hand in hand. Now, the way you respond will help determine the outcome of that event. So always remember that joy is the best response to a tough time. You may not always feel joyful. You may not always want to be joyful or happy, but you have a choice on whether you can say, woe is me or great is me, and I'm going to get through this. So that's the first thing. The second thing is never stop passing the test. You know, every trial and everything that we go through is just a test. And if you keep the faith, you are going to pass. But just like in the first thing that we talked about, if you don't respond properly, you're going to continue to take that test over and over and over until you learn what that message will be. And that leads me into the third thing is never stop growing, because the only way that you'll be able to truly learn and come out of your test is if you grow during that time. And so a lot of people, they still stay in the same place that they were before, and if you want to really progress and come out of your trial, you've got to develop yourself personally. I know in my business, we tell people always to grow yourself personally, because the only way that your business can grow is if you grow. And if you don't grow, your business doesn't grow. And that's the same way in life. If you don't grow, then you can't move on to the next test or the next thing in life. And so remember that tough times and trials and tests are actually preparing you for something. They're preparing you for something greater in the future. And so whenever you get to that blessing, you will feel prepared. Now, always remember, if you were ever to receive a blessing and you were not yet prepared, it's going to feel more like a burden. And then you won't be able to enjoy it the way that you need to. And so that's what tough times and trials help us do. All right. So those are the 3 things. Now let's recap. The first thing to remember whenever you feel like you want to give up is that you have the choice on whether or not you choose joy. Remember, event plus response equals outcome of any situation. The second thing is you want to make sure that you pass each test. And remember that each trial is a test, and that will help you to get through it. And so it's a test on how you can respond. So those two things probably go hand in hand. The third thing is don't stop growing. Personal development is what is going to lead you out of that trial, because if you do not develop, you will continue to go through the same thing until you learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn and you can move on with the next thing in your life. So, I hope this was encouraging to you. Remember, don't quit, just do it. And remember, E plus R, which is event plus response, equals O, or your outcome. This has been Jacqueline Walter with www.successwithjacqueline.net, and stay tuned for next week's video.